one thing I want to start with is weddings and marriage. I found this interesting because I asked you what are some of the things that you are vocal about, and so just go on.
This is my favorite topic, and every Naga's favorite topic, especially for someone who crossed 30 years, the whole world is like, kita shadi karbo, like the coolest part is like, even small kids come up to me and like, Amu kita shadi karo, and so I meet any uncle, auntie, anywhere, they'll be like, kita shadi karo. So I just want to take this time, okay, and read this song. Okay, I'm just kidding. I wrote this, I want to make a vlog out of it. So I want to make
please.
This is the vlog, okay? So there are, so many it's not just me, there are so many young girls and guys who are not married, okay? And there are so many reasons. And we have our own problems. We have our own reasons why we're not married. And I'll just share one, two. One is like, nowadays, even girls, they're so independent,
Correct.
They're so independent that they don't feel like they have to get married right now. They have career oriented, or they're so successful, they're so happy that they don't want to get married at the time. There are some who have bad experiences in the past, in the relationship, or maybe in their circle, some family like divorce, all this, domestic violence. So they don't want to get married seeing those things. There are people like that. There are people who are having relationship problems. They're in a relationship, they're not married because there's some problems, There are people going through that. There are some people who are still, their wounds are not healed from the past relationship or experience. They're waiting. There are some who are waiting and praying for the right person, There are some who are praying and they're praying to God and they're waiting for the right person. There are some who, as I said earlier, like so focused on the career that, marriage becomes secondary. Okay, I have to achieve this, then only I get married, I know one story of one minister also. He wants to marry after he win election, There's one of, I will not mention the name, There are some who have family problems, Oh, ama baba namane, itu namane. There are some who goes through that. They are like, some, because of the taboo, marrying the same sex, there are some not acceptable in the society, so they are not coming open, there are some in our society also, and there are some financial and economical problem, This is where I want to stress, like, shadi is like, show off, with due respect. Now, see, I always want to say this I'm not married, I might not be the right person to say this, but then I want you to know where you stand, where you are. You are Naga. See, the idea of that wedding gowns and walking, I think it's nothing to do with Christianity. That has to do with Princess Lady Diana and all, like people carrying your gown and everything. There's nothing wrong with that, no problem, okay? But then I want you to know your context where I'm going to eat akhwane at the end of the day. I have to see. And then para manu to kuriya nathaka manu to iton sagina bui lagi jazo. There's so many young guys like, I want to get married, but I don't have money, right?
Yeah, I want to add here also, because this is something that like it's become societal pressure now.
Yeah,
like people are getting pressured into having those type of weddings, whether they can afford it or not. Yeah.
I know some people like baki logina kuruwa aro sadi kurna baki terabe asilo. There are people like that, right? See, now the decors is more important, the food is more important, the wedding singer is more important, At the end of the day, what I believe is like, is it God's will? Are you taking God's blessing or not? For me, wedding is about vows, and vows, promising one another, and then as a Christian, people coming and praying, blessing the wedding. I think these things should be the focus, or maybe if you're Naga, why don't you do it in a Naga style? What you're doing is a borrowed culture, which it's not me, it's not you, I would rather wear a shawl in my wedding than wear like a suit, I'm just saying today, So I have those who are doing that, there's nothing wrong, But then na itu sayana pressure has, and then see, people are eloping because of that also. There shortcut method, because financial burden, and then there are some who are not interested to marry at all. They are so confident with their, there are people like that.
Full respect also to those.
And then there are some who are not married because of responsibilities. I know some brother in Delhi, he didn't get married because he was the only breadwinner in the family. He wants his brother, sister to finish studies and khatam kurigina. There are people like that. There are people who have medical problem. You don't know, but they're going through medical problem. Maybe it can be any sickness or maybe even AIDS, HIV also. They're not married because of that. There are people who are not married because it's not God's timing. You know, isrola time bhi holi hui jabo. So please stop going and asking people like, why are you not married? You know, if you are so concerned, go and help them. Because of you guys, you know, today we don't want to even go to. I stopped going to weddings. I have a phobia, right? To be honest,
because of that question.
Yeah,
constantly.
everyone comes like, we don't want to go in a social gathering also because we just want to go have a good time, and everybody comes. Why you're not married? And yes, there are some problems I can just share, but there are some problems I can't share.
Yeah.
And now the worst part is the society look down, especially for girls. Oh, you know, you started looking down, and this is wrong. You know, they have their own reasons. You know, we have our own problems. We're all going through struggles, and then apni huda nishna 1,000 manu bhi hudya. So please stop it. And then if you are really concerned, pray for them that God will give them in the right time. God will heal their wounds. God will open doors for them, you know. So please, you know, I wanted to make this vlog, but I'm using this, you know.
Please, I'm more than happy to let you use this.
And then,
you know what, I think that's it's truly justified. Like you mentioned so many reasons why, and you know, a person is not getting married, or yet at least, right?
Yeah.
And the problem with our society is, I love our people, but we are very judgmental.
Very much.
And like you said, it's a joke, right? That it's a joke. But then I know that a lot of people are affected by it also.
Yeah, mentally,
constant.
We go into depression also.
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
It's like I'm scared to meet some uncles, to be honest, because they only talk about that. And I have my reasons why I'm not married today. You know, I have my own reasons. You know.
Yeah.
So it's not easy, bro.
Yeah. I totally
You're lucky you're married.